Hi guys, it's time for my February favorites, and I'm a little bit later this month than I had hoped I would be because I was trying to make a decision about whether this thing here would be included in my favorites video or not, and to be honest I'm still not quite decided, so I'm gonna just run through the pros and cons that I found so far, and you can decide for yourself whether you think it should be in there or not. So let me clear this stuff off and let's get started. So first on my faves list for February is the Spencer Outline Alpha Stamp from A Citrus Twist. Now you guys know how much I loved its solid companion, which is back to front, makes no difference. So I also grabbed the outline stamp as well, and I have been using this like crazy because as much as I loved this one, I love them both even more together. These stamps work perfectly together as an outline and a filler stamp. Yeah, I just love it. And even with my fairly average stamping abilities, I haven't had one mistake where I've misaligned the outline and the fill stamp. So these stamps separately are great, but together they are perfect. My next favorite for February is a little bit of a sneak because this is a tag flip that I made with a really beautiful kit from Michelle at the Stamp Spot. Now these kits aren't quite for sale yet. Michelle's prepping them for a planner expo, so they're not for sale in her shop, but I will insert a couple of pictures here of what the kit looked like when it arrived. And then I just went to town one day. I had a bit of spare time and just felt like doing something a little bit fun and creative, so I put together this little tag flip, and I really didn't add anything from my stash. I think I added, I don't know, no I don't think I did. I used a bunch of dies that I had, but lots of these pieces were already die cut for me. And so all I had to do was just put it all together and create this beautiful little flip book. Now I haven't added any photos or anything to this flip book because you can see here I've got a little pocket that a photo can go into. I haven't added anything because I'm actually going to give this to a friend so that they can pop their own photos into it, which is actually I think a really fun sort of gift idea for people who aren't necessarily a crafty. That would be a great present, and then they have something fun that they can play with themselves, but they've already got the base layers done. So I'm just going to finish flipping through here, but I promise that once these do actually go for sale, I will let you know because they are really beautiful. And if you follow Michelle on Instagram, you'll know that she's been prepping a whole bunch of different kits. This is a really beautiful navy, pink, and sort of coppery rose gold colored kit, but there's all sorts of other color combinations that she has been putting together, and some of them are so beautiful. I know that you'll want to get involved when they do go for sale, so I will definitely let you know then. But for now, this is definitely a favorite for February. Now my next February favorite is metallic thread stitching through my sewing machine. I love it. I love the look on layouts, for Happy Mail, anything like that, but holy moly have I had issues with trying to get my sewing machine to sew with metallic thread. Most of the time it just bunches up, it chews through it, it's just been awful. So I was doing a bit of Googling and basically praying I could find some sort of miracle that would make it easier, and technically I think I have. So someone had suggested using an actual metallic thread needle, if this will focus. There we go, and that's what I did. I went and grabbed these needles with not a great deal of hope that they would work, but they did. I can't believe what a difference it makes. I mean, there are a few other hints about tensions and sewing slowly, but these needles have made just the most amazing difference as far as stitching with metallic thread. So let me grab some examples. this is literally the only example I have left that isn't attached to something else, but you can see how beautifully it stitched that metallic thread, and I literally had to do nothing else to it. I wasn't adjusting tensions or anything like that. I just went ahead, put a new metallic needle in and started stitching, and it was perfect first time. So super pleased with that. I also had grabbed, I've had these threads for a long time. These are the Gutermann, and I can't think of the name of them, but I went and grabbed a few of these sulky threads as well. Now these are like the sort of professional machine embroidery grade sort of threads, and they are beautiful. I've definitely grabbed more than these two, but these are the ones I've pulled out to show you. So these are definitely a favourite from February. So my next favourite is the brand new Horizon collection from Paige Evans for Pink Paisley. I'm super lucky that as part of the design team for Pink Paisley, I have the entire collection to play with, but I just wanted to pick out a few of my favourites to show you, favourites for my favourites. I love all of it. The colours in this collection are just perfect, bright and colourful. I'll show you a few of the papers here in a 6x8 pad, which I love because they're perfect for traveller's notebooks, but also Project Life because you can really easily trim these down into 4x6 cards. But you can see here just how gorgeous the colours are. This one is a favourite, and the 6x8 pad, I don't know if you can see it glittering here, does have some of this really pretty copper foiling in it too, so that makes it even better. I love a sparkle of metallic. This little this one has some too, it's harder to see. I've made a few layouts and cards and stuff with this line already, so they will be popping up on my Instagram feed really shortly, but in the meantime I just wanted to share how gorgeous this line is. One of my favorite things in here is the pack of washi tapes, if this will focus, because it does have that metallic detail as well. This wee one, the pink sort of painterly stripe here is so pretty. So yes, the Horizon line is definitely a new favourite, and I am chugging through the collection that I have, and I think I'm going to be needing to get some more very shortly. Now the last thing on my list this month to share with you is my new trimmer that I got, and the reason that this video is late is because I hadn't decided whether it was a fave or not. This trimmer, and I can't remember the exact name, I think it's a something precision trimmer. It's by Fiskars anyway, and I will leave the link down below for the exact details on it. I wanted something that was going to be a bit more precise, and I love the sort of rotary blades. They cut really nicely, and this trimmer is probably one of the best trimmers I have ever used. Let me demonstrate for you just how nicely this trimmer cuts. It trims so beautifully, so sharply. It's just absolutely perfect. Super easy to get sharp cuts. Plus, they are claiming that the blade never needs replacing. It's a self-sharpening blade, which is also brilliant because no one loves it when their blade gets dull. The reason this trimmer didn't immediately make it onto my faves list is because look how big this thing is. Now, that's my fault. I should have been a little bit more observant as to how big it was going to be. Obviously, this is a 12x12 trimmer, and let me turn it around so that I can't even have it this way. It doesn't fit on my camera. It pops open here to fit a full 12x12 piece of paper in here. So the reason I had purchased this is because I loved the idea of having a full width 12x12 platform, but I loved that it folded up so that I don't have to have this huge trimmer sitting on my desk when I needed it. But even when it's folded up, it is still really huge. It's really huge, it's really heavy. I ended up having to do sort of bit of a change around in my room so that I could find somewhere to have this trimmer sitting. My trimmers normally just sort of, I just stack them up on a shelf. This definitely cannot be like that, so I had to find somewhere that was big enough to fit it sitting flat whilst it was folded in half like this. So that's, I mean, it's probably my only negative. It is really big. The double blades mean that it's always straight, which is really nice. Couple of my trimmers, it's a bit iffy, especially those ones with the blade and the string. They sometimes can be a little bit wonky. This one's never wonky. It's always sharp. It always cuts really nicely. It's mixed media ones, so you can cut really thick card, chipboard, cork, that sort of thing with it. It's got this nifty little clips here that stop the little guard flipping up when you don't want it to. And so, yeah, I think overall, like, I really do love it. I love how it cuts, and I just wish it was smaller. But if it was smaller, it wouldn't suit my purpose at all. So you can see why I'm a little bit in two minds of whether I was going to add it to my faves video or not. The actual physical size of this trimmer, I'm not a fan of. It is massive, but the way that it cuts and the purpose that I bought it for is perfect. So I am going to add it to my faves for February. It has made cutting a whole lot easier, although I will say when it's unfolded, it probably takes up half my desk space, so you probably won't ever see this in a video because any trimming I do with this trimmer will have to be done elsewhere because this is where I film. So if I'm filming here, I don't have room for this, so you won't ever see that. I will point out one more downside that I did notice while I was using this is the sticker on this platform where it folds is right in the middle of 6 inches. So 6 is on here, but this is 5.5. This is not half an inch. 6 is sort of somewhere in the middle of here, so I do need to get out a ruler and maybe piece of washi tape or something to try and mark where 6 inches actually is on here. It would have been more ideal, I guess, well, for me, if the fold had been, say, at 6.5 or 7, although obviously that then would have made the entire thing a little bit bigger. So, you know, there's no winning really, but that's another downside apart from the size that I did find with this trimmer. But overall, I really do enjoy it. I love the way it trims, and it's been really handy having an actual full-size platform for trimming 12 by 12 layouts now that I am doing a few more 12 by 12 layouts. So that's it, guys. That's my February favourites. Let me know down below what you were loving in February and what you've been loving in March. I always love your suggestions. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.